What's happening, gamers? My name is Swag, community manager here at KIXEYE. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about an awesome game called Battle Pirates. Battle Pirates is an online strategy game that you can play through Facebook, and it combines strategic resource gathering, calculated defense, and decisive attacks in order to be successful. Now, the game does have an in-game tutorial, but what I want to do is pick up exactly where that tutorial leaves off and give you a little bit more instruction on how to play the game.
So this is how your base is going to look after you've gone through the tutorial mode. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do every single time that you log in is to check your resource buildings, especially if they have this red exclamation mark over the top of it, which means that they are full of resources and they cannot begin gathering more until you click on them. Let me also go ahead and explain the buildings that we're seeing here. First, we have the War Academy. Now, what this is going to do is by leveling this up, we will be able to have more fleets. So if we go over here to our dock and we click on View Fleets, you can see that there's all these slots here that say Upgrade Academy. And every single time that we upgrade our academy, it will allow us to have one additional fleet. Now if we come over here to the weapons lab and we open this up, you can see that there's a whole bunch of different weapons that we can research for our ships. So here we have the Thud Cannon 3 is available for us to try to unlock. Rapier Missiles 1 is another one. And in order for us to do that, all we have to do is go ahead and make sure that we have the resources. We could click on Start Research. And since we have only less than 5 minutes left on this, we can click on Speed Up, and we can buy a free speed up, and there we are complete with our Thud Cannon 3. In the weapons lab, you can also research base weapons, which you can attach to your turrets, or you can research rockets, which will be used on your launch pad, which you'll see later on. By clicking on the trading post, that will open the store, and you can see all of the different things that you can purchase with Facebook credits, such as protection time, you can buy speed ups, you can buy more resources. There's a whole bunch to look at here. By clicking on the shipyard, we can create more ships. Now, if you go to this drop-down menu, it'll show you all of the hulls that are available. Right now, we currently only have the hull for the gunboat available. Now, if we want to install that Thud Cannon 3 that we got before, we simply click on the weapon, click on Thud Cannon 3, and there we go. Now, actually, that kind of exceeds our tonnage there, so we're actually going to only have to settle with the second Thud Cannon. So now that we have an explanation of the different buildings that we have, let's go ahead and expand our base a little bit. The first thing I'm going to do is come to terrain in the build section, and you see that we have different landfills here that we can put up. So I'm going to go ahead and select some of this because we're going to need to have some extra land in order to build some of our extra base. Now, this is one of the cool things about Battle Pirates is you can actually use this and create any kind of design that you would like for your island. I'm just kind of grabbing some things at random here and just kind of putting them around, but you can kind of play around with this and do what you want. Later on, if you don't like your design, you can come back and simply click on the water, and you can see that will take one of the squares away, and then you can come back later and put it wherever you want. One of the most important things in the game are these warehouses, because these are going to expand the amount of resources that you can actually stock. So if you come down here and you see in the bottom right hand corner, you can see the amount of resources I have here and how much of the blue bars are actually filled up. Now watch it closely after I build my warehouse, and we can go ahead and speed it up. You can see that those bars all went down. That means that I now have increased capacity for each one of my resources. And the more warehouses you build and the more that you level them up, the more resources total you can stock. Okay, let's go ahead and build something else now. Let's go ahead and go to research. Let's build ourselves a naval lab. This will allow us to research different ships and different hulls. So we can go ahead and place this here. And again, anytime that we have something that takes less than 5 minutes, we can buy a free upgrade. There we go. So let's take a look at the hull lab. So these are the different ships that you can buy hulls for in the game. The next level up will be the skirmisher here. But first we're going to go ahead and take a look at some armor. So we need to get some better armor for our gunboat. I'm going to click on Iron 2 here. Okay, so now we're at 459. I'm going to come over here and buy my free time upgrade. And now what I can do is I can come back to my shipyard. Now you can either click on the shipyard itself, or you can come up here and click on shipyard up here. Now I'm going to switch out the Iron 1 for Iron 2, which is going to give me an additional 15 points of armor over Armor 1. And now you can see I've got Iron 2 on there and my Thud Cannon 2, and it meets my tonnage acceptance, and I can go ahead and build my ship. Now, before we send our fleets out for an attack, it's important to note how to have your base structured. You always want to make sure that your outpost and your warehouses are in the safest spots, i.e. put them in the middle of your island. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of move these more towards the middle of my island here. And there we go. And I'm also going to go ahead and move some of my turrets closer to them as well. Of course, we can also come over to the defense area and we can build some more defense platforms as well. So I'm going to go ahead and build another defense platform, speed it up. And I'm also going to go ahead and set the turrets. Right now all I have is my howitzer cannon, so I will go ahead and build that. Again, speed up. And there we go. So make sure that you have your outpost and your warehouse in the middle. Try to get as many turrets around it as possible. Now, when you are a new player, you'll notice up here that it does say that you have some damage protection. So for the next 6 days and 20 hours, I actually don't have to worry about being attacked. But this is something that you're going to want to think about once your damage protection is up. This is going to be one of the first things you want to do. You want to try and upgrade your resources as much as you can right out of the gate. That way you can be collecting as much resources as you can every single time that you log in. Okay, now that we've kind of got a handle on our base, let's go ahead and click on our fleets here. Now, you already participated in one battle during the tutorial. Now, there's essentially 3 different ways that you can engage in combat in Battle Pirates. You can find these draconian cargo fleets, and you can attack them and gather resources and come back to your base. You can also search your area here, and so we're kind of searching around to see if we can find some resources. We want to try to find a draconian base, and here we go. We have found a draconian base right here. Whenever you find a draconian base, you'll see lots of resources that are kind of scattered around here. So this is a Xinthium deposit. Here we have a metal deposit. This will allow us to capture some energy, and of course down here we have oil. Now what we can do is we could send our fleets, if they were strong enough. These are kind of high level for us right here, 5, 5, 6, and 8. Kind of high level for us right now. But we could actually let's come to this one right here, and we can capture this energy. Now, whenever you see the little dragon there, that means it's owned by the Draconian, and you're going to have to fight them for it. If you ever see a red skull, it means that it is owned by another player. Okay, so here I am back at my base, and I've given you guys a good idea of how to keep progressing in the game. Continue upgrading your buildings, keep building fleets, and keep attacking other cargo ships and mining deposits and collecting more resources so you can upgrade more. If you ever are uncertain of what to do next, you could always come here to your mission log, and it will give you an idea of what to do. So your mission log will kind of give you a good idea of how to progress next in the game. And there we go. By collecting these, I can also level up, and I'm now level 7.
So there you go, gamers. Hope you enjoyed that little video tutorial there. Be sure you keep it here because we will be having more guides and tutorials in the near future on Battle Pirates. See you next time.